Hello everyone, nice to see you all again.
I wonder what amazing things will be happening today. Well, it seems we have a letter.
I know, isn't this the first?
What's it say?
It says, hello Ophelia and Matthew. I have been really sad recently. Our family pet has passed away. Does everyone go through this? How should I feel? Let me know, please and thank you. From Madison.
Well, Madison, I'm very sorry to hear about your pet. I think we may have a book here.
We do have a book for this kind of thing. You aren't alone, Madison. I have also lost a family pet more than once, sadly, too. A lot of people go through this.
There are a lot of books that can explain this to you, or talk to your parent about how you feel.
Ophelia is right. I think I found a book that may explain it, Madison. This young girl, Hannah, experienced something just like it as well.
What's it called, Matthew?
It's called Helen the Fish. It was written by Virginia L. Crowell and illustrated by Terry Widener.
For her 3rd birthday, Hannah got a beginner roller skates from Grandpa, a lavender koala from Daddy and Mama, a sundress from her godmother Karen, a coloring book from her best friend Sarah, and finger paints from her baby brother Noah. Hannah liked all her presents, but it was the tiniest present of all, the one from her big brother Seth, that pleased her the most.
Be careful,
Seth said when he set the package in front of her. Hannah heard a splash. The wrapping paper felt wet when she tore it open.
A goldfish,
she cried.
A goldfish all my own,
Seth said.
It looks like a goldfish I had once before you were even born. I named him Sebastian because it starts with S, just like my name does.
What happened to Sebastian?
Hannah asked.
He died,
Seth said.
Oh,
Hannah said, looking closely at her fish.
I'm going to name her Helen.
How do you know it's a girlfish?
Seth asked.
I can just tell,
said Hannah.
And Helen begins with H, just like my name does.
So Seth's birthday gift became Helen the Fish. Helen grew plump. With her full fins and flanned tail, she looked like a beautiful orange Japanese kite. When Hannah got older and went to nursery school, she didn't forget Helen. She drew pictures of Helen at art time. When Hannah went to kindergarten, she made a book about Helen for Pet Day. Hannah loved how Helen floated downward, then up again with just a flick of her fancy fins. She liked how Helen's shiny, slippery scales reflected the sunlight. She watched Helen dip and dive and swish and swim for 3 whole years. One morning, Hannah went to feed Helen. Helen was not moving. She was upside down at the top of the bowl, and Hannah knew that Helen was dead. She ran to her doorway.
Seth,
Hannah sobbed.
Helen is dead.
Seth hugged Hannah and let her cry for as long as she wanted. He scooped Helen out gently with the net, then put her into some paper towels and tucked them around her.
We'll bury her next to Sebastian.
Why did Helen have to die?
Asked Hannah when they had covered Helen up. Seth said,
Well, for one thing, pet goldfish don't live very long. Helen was a special fish. She lived extra long because you took good care of her.
Why wouldn't she just live forever and ever?
Hannah asked.
I'm not sure.
Seth said.
But look at it this way, Hannah. If all pets that anyone had lived forever and ever, there wouldn't be any room for new pets. For instance, all the pets that Mom and Dad had when they were little would still be alive. So I couldn't have had Sebastian, and you couldn't have had Helen. Now, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes,
said Hannah.
Then why am I so sad?
Seth paused.
That's nature's way, I guess. I felt just as awful when Sebastian died, but after a while, the sadness went away, and life went back to normal.
Really?
Hannah asked.
Really?
Seth said. Time went by and the sadness did go away. Little by little, Hannah began to remember Helen in a happy way. She could almost see Helen shimmering and swimming with her beautiful fins and tail. Hannah could even talk about Helen now without feeling a lump in her throat. Life got back to normal, just as Seth had said it would. One afternoon, Seth picked Hannah up from school.
We're going shopping for Noah's birthday,
he said.
Noah wants a bike,
said Hannah.
with training wheels and a honking horn.
Seth laughed.
Mom and Dad will get him that. We'll get him something else.
Seth and Hannah looked at games. They found balls and puzzles and dinosaur figures, but they came to just the right department.
Look,
Hannah said.
we'll get Noah one of these.
Great.
Seth cried. He and Hannah picked out the perfect goldfish, while the store clerk got a net. On the way home, Seth looked at the goldfish in the plastic bag.
Noah will love him.
He said.
How do you know it's a boy fish?
Hannah asked.
I can just tell.
Seth answered, smiling. Hannah smiled too.
Maybe he'll name him Nathan.
But Noah named him Nicky.
I hope this may have helped you, Madison.
We do hope you feel okay soon, Madison. It's okay to be upset about losing a pet. It may take some time, but you will eventually feel better, like Hannah in our story.
Matthew, I need help.
Coming, Torrence.
I hope that did help, Madison. You should also always talk to your parents or someone you trust if you feel sad. They can be there to help you in the end. But I now think it's time for the letter of the day. Today, the letter is B.
Come and meet the letter people. Come and visit the family. Words are made of letter people. A, B, C, D, follow me.
The letter people. Today, meet Mr. B.
Beautiful buttons and beautiful buttons and beautiful buttons. What beautiful buttons on me, Mr. B. Big buttons and bright buttons and brassy buttons. All beautiful buttons on me, Mr. B. A bit before breakfast I get out of bed to button me up from my toes to my head, beginning with beautiful buttons and beautiful buttons and beautiful buttons. What beautiful buttons on me, Mr. B. Big buttons and bright buttons and brassy buttons, all beautiful buttons on me, Mr. B. By now I'm so bothered I'm bursting to crack. I barely can button in back of my back. I can't reach the beautiful buttons and beautiful buttons and beautiful buttons. What beautiful buttons on me.
Hello everyone. My name is Fred the Catfish. Nice to meet y'all. I'm here to provide facts to y'all. I also will have something posted every Friday for Fred's Friday Fact of the Day. Do you think we are taller in the morning or not? Well, actually, we are about 1 centimeter taller in the morning than in the evening. This is because during normal activities of the day, the cartilage, which is a part of tissue in our knees, which makes areas slowly get smaller as the day goes on. Now, isn't that a fun fact for you? Well, enjoy the rest of the show.
Hello, everyone. We have a great craft for you today.
We are making fish.
We are making a paper plate fish.
This sounds like fun. What do we need to make it?
What you are going to need is a paper plate, some scissors, googly eyes or construction paper to make your eyes, paint, any color paint you want for your colored fish, a paintbrush for the paint, and some extra construction paper colored for like fins or gills. We're going to use plain paper and we're mostly going to make a fin and not gills this time. But I will also show you a picture of one that has gills so you can do the same thing at home. What we're going to do before we start with the craft is before we put paint on our plate, you should always have something under what you're going to paint so you don't ruin your tablecloth or table or wherever you're painting at. And now we're going to start painting our fish. And now we wait for it to dry. If you want, instead of putting extra colors or fins, what we're going to do is we're going to put some glitter on our fish. Since the paint's still wet, the glitter will stick better. A little bit of a little green sparkly fish. Or maybe we'll do a second color. Pink or red? Maybe pink. Pink would look nice. We'll do a pink and green glittered fish. Now that our paint has dried, we can start by shaking off any excess glitter. Ooh. Little pretty scales. And then we can save these, which we'll do later. Now that we have our plate, we need Finn, the little back part of the fish. We'll scissors, a little, like Pac-Man, little pie piece. Ask your parents for help with the scissors. Now we're going to take some glue. We're going to glue our eyeball on the fish. Then we're going to take our little butt part of the fish right there. We'll put a little glue there. And a little glue here. Put that together. And let it sit to dry. Since we're not using construction paper to make the gills, we'll use a little more glitter. We'll put a little thing of glue. And then we'll add the glitter. Now we're going to put some on the tail. Now we'll wait for it to dry. Craft complete.
That fish looks really cool.
Thanks, Torrence.
I heard talking about a letter from a girl named Madison.
Something you could do if you do lose a family pet is something like this. Make a craft or draw a picture of your pet to always remember them by.
That's very nice. I hope Madison likes this also.
I'm sure Madison will like doing this craft, but it's time to say goodbye for the day.
Goodbye, everyone.